This video will be a partial critique of someone's recent video about an old video that's been available for a while. There's a video available that's, I call it the chin cam video, most of us call it all sorts of things, that's, I don't know, it's like 30, 40 minutes long. The New York Times got a hold of pieces of it and used it in a montage to push a story along, you know, filler material on their website, that sort of thing. So recently someone got a hold of that video and noticed that out of all the information in it, 17.4 seconds were not included and calls this missing evidence. So the dustbuster in question made a video taking 10 minutes to explain this. I'm going to try to do it in less, and also I made a version of the same video without omitting another minute or so of data, you know, another 60 seconds before and after, so I could put it in context and keep someone from taking stuff out of context or saying there's a quote there and getting it wrong. I also altered the audio to get rid of the loud blasting noises and crank up the volume on the quiet stuff so we could try to figure out what it says for real instead of just relying on somebody doing this kind of crud all over the screen and not getting to the point. Anyway, like that video, I probably just wasted 2 minutes of your life, so let's move on with it. What if Paddock didn't break the window on the right-hand side? That would be the main room in Las Vegas that he was occupying. Why would anyone ignore it? Should we ignore it, or should we discuss it? Okay, well, this is a what-if scenario. It's not actually what happened. The assertion I've been hearing about and seeing in my comment section is based on people effectively citing this video. But the thing is, and this is kind of telling, is only a few of them were willing to mention where they got these assertions from. And it involves all sorts of stuff that you see on the screen here and other things I'm going to show you. Instead of just telling me who's making the assertion so I can evaluate it, they wanted me to answer a question flat-footed and not tell me where this is coming from. And again, this is a video that's been around for a while, and it's not missing evidence. So anyway, claim. The New York Times edited 17.4 seconds out of a video montage they put up for whatever reason. And of course the assertion is that they're being disreputable or deceitful. It's not missing evidence because the video they got that from we all have access to, and I have a link below to that video. You can watch it along with me. I'm going to use the time and date stamps in that video to discuss this. According to the preliminary fit report, the Las Vegas Police Department only found 8 spent casings, not rounds, please use the right word, in room 32134. No, it's a description of a set of images, and it's only discussing what they found there as far as a specific caliber that was being indicated. I'm going to get to that page as well, but it's in the description. It's not a preliminary report. There's only 8 rounds in there. That's not true, Mr. Dirt Devil. Now, again, if the window in 135 isn't broken, how did Paddock shoot at everybody? Well, it is broken, and it was, and that is how he shot out. But let's say he didn't for a second. Then he would have shot from the other room. But what about the other bullets? No. You're talking about an image. You're talking about the caption that was supposed to go with it that talks about being able to see in that image 8 spent rounds. And it's so low resolution you can't really see it. There could be other rounds in the room. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but you're making a set of leaps of logic here that are based on ignoring the context of what that image and what that data is. So anyway, next part of this. The claim is made that it couldn't be Stephen Paddock that did any of the shooting. Paddock was, in fact, the first of many victims that day. So now we've taken a bad guy, made him a martyr, and exonerated the murderer so that we can push some... This is supposed to accomplish something. And I love this. Do you see what they are trying to do to you? They're trying to convince you of? Well, okay, what about IntelliHub, and what about Shepard Embellis, and what about I Am John Cullen? What are they trying to convince you of? They're convincing you that somehow he's uncovered missing evidence when it was never missing. You can look at the original full-length video. He's comparing the New York Times doing a montage on their channel, on their website, to an actual full copy of the video. They didn't edit something out to make it, to change anything about the evidence. They're not hiding anything. They made a montage and they just didn't include anything. For instance, in this video you're watching, I've cut this down to just what this guy is asserting because this is how he presents himself. It's a bunch of screenshots. They're just words on a screen. So this is out of context partially, but I'm actually showing what I'm critiquing here. Why did you only show 17 seconds of a video when I showed 1 minute and 22? Why didn't you do any audio editing and cleaning up so that we could hear what's in the video rather than just making a bunch of assertions and asking what-if questions? Why don't you answer my questions? Or are you the only one who's allowed to ask questions and get responses? What is going on here? So let's continue on with this. The next assertion that's made as a question is, what is everyone afraid of, and where is the rest of the independent media? How is it possible that only the dynamic triplets of We Are Found Dumb here, and Telehub, Shepard Ambellis, and John Cullen are covering this video footage? Again, this video footage you're talking about has been available for a long time, and you pointing out that apparently a website, the New York Times, edited part of the video down so they could make it take less time is a little bit weird, because you edited out a full minute of data that's very pertinent, that puts things in context. You also quote mined. And you also did something really annoying. You found the section of the video that has really bad audio and told people what they're supposed to hear in the midst of noise. Because you know that works. If somebody sees a blurry image, they're going to see Nibiru or Planet X or whatever. So let's move on to the next frame of data. Quote mine. We do not have a broken window. Lack of quote mine. The really hard to hear sound of people turning away from the microphone that we're listening through. This is the chin cam with a really crap video. Their audio level is bad because they're not vocally projecting themselves at the microphone in the camera. Until we get all of the chin cams, we won't know what the other people said, so we're supposed to assert that everything that's at a lower volume means whatever you want it to mean. Stand by, we've got curtains open on a window that's not broken. Okay, so they couldn't be talking about one of the windows that isn't broken. It had to be the one that's asserted that's broken, right? And then we get another statement. It's not. Corey, it's not. No, it's not. I'm sorry, but I want to do a joke about the room here. Let's move on. During the video, this screenshot is used. It's from the report. It's not your copyrighted item, so let's go with it. You point out that in the other room, the only listing you're pointing at that shows anything is that there's only 8 cartridge casings, not rounds, found in the room. Okay, well, there's a polymer 25-round AR-10 magazine that was fully loaded. There is a 25-round magazine for AR-10 and another. There's a 25-round magazine and another. There's no magazine in the third one up, so that may be where the magazine came from. There's a .38 caliber bolt-action rifle, and there's an AR-15 bump stock, which could explain maybe, I don't know, someone shooting from there. It had a 100-round magazine, and they didn't mention whether it was full or not. Just saying. So after John E. Hoover's Dumbfounded hashtaggery in a video called Where is the Alternative Media You Don't See or Hear This Vegas Shooting Opinion vid, spends 2 minutes and 4 seconds wasting our time. It also says the following. These are the assertions. Number one, obviously, that this is based on the New York Times or whatever deleting data, and therefore they're erasing evidence. Counterpoint. They didn't erase anything. We have the other videos. That's a stupid assertion. No, next. Bitsko chin cam video, body cam video, allows us to clearly hear Sergeant such and such exclaim to Corey that it's not when he goes to check the window in 32-135, but you're not showing which window Corey is going towards. Is Corey going towards the window that isn't broken but had the curtain pulled back, that's right behind the couch? Or is he going towards the other window? You're implying one thing or another. The camera we're looking at isn't even pointed the correct direction for Bitsko to use. He was looking probably a different direction, wasn't he? So there is no broken window, okay? But they also make an assertion in the video that there is one. You carefully left that out. Then we get a screenshot from page 43 of 81 listing the room, the other room, and captions for the pictures that talk about one of the pictures supposedly showing 8 expended casings. It doesn't say there aren't any others. It doesn't say that there's only 8 expended casings. Then the rest of the information you showed obviously indicates there's other magazines, mostly for AR-10s, and also an AR-15 with a bump stock. I guess that's an inconvenient set of facts. So there's only 8 expended cases on the floor because the image only shows it. It was a caption for the images. And I'd like to point out that some of the caption data doesn't match the images because they left out images by accident when they were compiling the file to PDF. Basically more mistakes done by the police department because they're attempting to do multimedia publishing and they're not very good at it, along with a lot of other stuff. Why don't we wait till the final report? Oh, well, no. Let's jump the gun every day. In the unedited video, May 14th, 2018, uploaded by Las Vegas Shooting Archive, one officer does not see a broken window. 2 other officers point out which curtain it is behind when he gets near it. That's actually what you figure out from the video. Now, I grabbed the section you were using and editing carefully, and I uploaded a version of it that cleans up the audio as much as I can without editing too much, so that it doesn't remove the facts in the video. From the 16-minute, 22-second mark in the original video, I'm going to call it the original, just after the second breach, the accidental discharge 3-round burst that might be the officer-involved shooting that was referred to on a previous video happens. 22 minutes and 40 seconds is the starting point for the video I make approximately. A cop said, "I cannot tell which direction this room is. Let me get to a window." He's trying to figure out orientation because you can't tell. The building has non-square angles. It has 45-degree angle walls. It's really easy to get lost in a building like that. Most of us have. Acknowledge it. 23 minutes and 20 seconds, one officer does not see a broken window until 2 other officers point out which curtain it is behind. 23:23, Corey says, or is supposed to have said this. Now, which person on the screen is Corey? Most of you can't figure out which one it is. That's actually up to debate. I do not have a broken window. That means you can't find it. Another cop says, "There are several room in here, Corey," garbled. "Broken window over here, to the right where the curtain," garble. "To the right where the curtain," etc. At 23:30, a cop said, "That's the broken window," when he is by that curtain. But is he on screen or not? That's the broken window. Corey's off to the left looking at another window? Or he's pointing at it and we can't see the guy pointing at it. At 23:38, we have standby, we have, and this is the part that's useful. A person says, "Standby, we have one of our own in the window that isn't broken." Why would they say the window that isn't broken if they weren't also referring to, by nature, the other window that is? Oh, let's leave that out. And I like how you edited it. Everybody gets to listen to that audio. I cleaned up the loud noises and the bleeps so people could discern what they can. Link will be below in the description, as well as the original audio if you want to go through it. I found it too deafeningly loud. At 23:49, you see the window they were referring to. But are they referring to the broken window or the unbroken window? And remember, the chin cam is pointing at nearly a 45-degree angle away from whatever he's looking at when he's talking. At 23:50, you also see the AR-15 over the left leg being on screen. Fit report, 43 of 81, incomplete annotations for pictures, and some pictures that weren't even on the image. They weren't there. There are annotations for images that aren't there. Did anybody notice that? 32nd floor, room 32134, hotel room, bump stocked AR-15, and there's the list. I've got a text version of it if you want to go through it. Anyway, to make that video, I grabbed the video and used a YouTube video chopper to cut it down to a shorter length. And then after I got that, I stripped out the audio using another program, and then I used FFmpeg, EXE, and those commands to fuse them back together again and get the audio synced up correctly. All I did was lower the volume levels on the really loud noises that'll hurt your ears and make the really quiet stuff as loud as I could without actually overloading or clipping, so it wouldn't be distorted. Say thank you.